An old scary, and I wouldn't say favorite, an old faithless. Bill O'Reilly has shown back up in the works lately on The First. This is his show, and apparently he's got an inside scoop that nobody has, including himself. It's amazing. He can quote things that he doesn't know, and that's impressive. This is authorities are claiming they expect 10 to 15,000 daily border crossings when Title 42 expires this month. Biden administration is doing little to prevent it. They sent 1,500 troops down, but whatever. Bill lays out the evidence that that the border is no longer a crisis. It's a full-blown disaster.
Okay, border disasters. Now,
all right. Well, I guess that settles it. I don't even know why we need to watch anymore. Way to front load the lead.
It's not a crisis anymore. It's a disaster.
Yeah, that's what the clip. That's the title of the thing. Yeah, we get that or whatever. You might want to build up your case first.
Upgrade it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so a disaster is better than a crisis. You're gonna have to pay extra.
So next week, on this day, May 11th, is it the 4th or the 5th?
I don't know. And do you know? I mean, what day is today? Who can say?
I just told you what it was. But anyway.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll go back and memorize it.
On May 11th.
By the way, you should. This is one of those perfect times to talk about how Biden doesn't know where he is and what he's doing and what day it is. You should throw that in.
Next week.
Okay, great. Next week. This is next week. This is next week. So is next week this? If this is next week, then next week is this. Fuck, I don't know.
Title 42 stops.
Yes, it expires.
At the border. Title 42 is...
Well, everywhere. It just happens to affect the border.
The U.S. authorities had the power.
They do. They got the power
to return migrants crossing the southern border to Mexico immediately.
Immediately. Well, they still have that power. They still will have that power. They just have to vet them first. The Title 42 was that the people that were there, they don't have to process those folks that once they've been processed, they can put them in Mexico till their processing is finished.
Because of COVID.
Which they still can do if they just reject them. It's just if people have a legit asylum claim and it's been determined that they have a legit asylum claims, or they have a immigrant sponsor or a family in the country or those kind of things, then they don't have to wait it out in Mexico.
The Biden administration did not exercise that power.
No, they didn't bother on day one. I don't even know why we're talking about Title 42 expiring, because the Biden administration, as soon as it came out, open border. Haven't you been listening? The border's been fucking open this whole time. It's open now. Who gives a shit if Title 42 is on or off? It doesn't change a goddamn thing. Everybody, it's open. People are just squeezing through the slat fence like the Blob.
So this is a fake story, really.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't even know why you're bothering. Why would you even? And I mean, I'm sure you have your reasons.
What the cartels tell everybody to do, what everybody is trying to get into North America and the United States in particular, they're told request asylum.
I see. Yeah. So they're telling these people to request asylum, and that just does it. That's all they have to do. And we go, oh shit! They said the magic word. Fuck. We don't have any recourse. We don't actually get to vet them, ask them questions. We don't get to check and see if the kid's theirs or do any investigating. We just got to let them in. Shit. I don't know. Who designed this system? It's almost like we should pass, I don't know, comprehensive immigration reform and deal with this. Jeez.
That didn't fall under 42.
No, it didn't. Doesn't fall under. Then who gives a shit if 42 goes away? Wait.
That's why we have 7 million people under Biden here.
At your house?
Causing all kinds of financial difficulties for everybody.
Yeah, I know. Did you see the jobs report? Holy shit. They're taking jobs that Americans are too busy working to take.
That's why.
Oh, okay, good. Well, thanks for clarifying, Bill.
So this is really a charade. Anyway, Mayorkas is...
Well, we understand. Charade being what it is. Also, what did you pay $33 million to that woman for? Why did it cost you that much to get her to keep her mouth shut? She wouldn't just agree to, you fucking grotesque human being.
This is at the border because the White House...
Wait a minute, this is about the border? I'm lost.
Is panicking.
I see. The White House is panicking because the border, because Title 42 is ending, and they're going to have to actually process. They actually have to go back to the time before Title 42, where there wasn't an entire substructure where people could come to the border, and there were thousands of people waiting. And therefore, there was like a community support system there with NGOs and others because of Title 42 that allowed them to, to wait and make multiple crossings. And so if you get rid of Title 42 and somebody's, rejected directly, there's no place for them to stay. That substructure will disappear. And because the Mexican government doesn't support it, it's just a volume of people. And we'll go back to what the numbers we had during the Obama administration, which were better than the Trump numbers. And what?
I told you that yesterday. 15.
Well, I wasn't here yesterday, Bill. You can never assume we're going to watch you 2 days in a row. It's toxic.
Troops are not going to do anything.
Nah.
They're just going to be bureaucrats down here sorting through stuff, but they're not going to stop anybody or detain anybody.
Yeah, 1,500 troops. They're just down there to wave people through. Biden administration handed out airplane flashlights.
But the White House is panicking.
Just like this one. Andale. This is what they're doing. Even the people who speak Portuguese, they're still speaking Spanish. They don't care. They're just waving them right through, right, Bill?
Because of the pictures. So if you see El Paso and you see Tucson.
Yeah, it's what it always looks like.
You see.
Always has. Hold on one second. Let's see. If I may, let's see. Let's see. Yes. Let's see if I can find this. This is New York. There we go. Hold on. This is a New York Times report. This is what the 2008. There's Obama. Open land is split by a fence. That's the border gate. It used to be, before that, you could just cross the street and you were in America. Now there's this. Okay, patchwork of highly politicized border barriers. There's the slat fence. And here's the Nogales, Arizona, Sonora, Mexico border. The spot where the stone monument marks the borderline is now on the inside. Whatever it's, inside this little barrier area. And then the redcoats came, and then there's a border marker, and then people were bringing sardines, and then there's a lot of the thing, and then the Nogales fence, and then people could prop it in here, and then Bill Clinton said something, marked the border, wall exploded 5 times enough. A number of illegal crossings are going down. We have more of everything at the border: ICE, border patrol, surveillance, you name it. That's Obama saying that. This is this right
Border
here.
security remains a huge rallying cry.
You gotta have a wall. If you don't have a wall, it's never gonna end.
A wall is an immorality. It's not who we are as a nation.
And so
and it's true. We ended up with a slat fence, which I think is a lot less immoral because it's got some of the morals can squeak through. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. There was hold on, I was going to check one thing. I wanted to check a video of, what is this one? I'm going to find that's 2011. That's more, okay. Mexico border crossing video. Let's see. I'm trying to find something specific. Give me 1 second. One of these days, I'm going to hook up the Chat GPT to this, and it's going to help me like jump on these things. All right. So, 12. 4th of August, 2023, 2021. Hold on. Well, here's, let's see. There's the slat fence. There's the people. There's the folks. Here's a bunch of pictures. Hold on one second. This is the El Paso port of entry around the slat fence. Let's see. This is from CNN. For deportation. Then there's people crossing over the top of it at the San Ysidro point. There's the slat fence where everybody can just build a $9 thing and get it. Kind of what would it take to build this is when the wall was going to be an actual wall in 2017. Boy, was that a bunch of bullshit. Oops, hold on, let me go back to here. I'm trying to find there's like archival footage of, let's see, of footage of people crossing the border ages ago. Yeah, I'll find it again. I'll show it because it's going to continue to be an issue. So I'll bring it up. But I want to show you. It's like this old archival footage. But the irony is, it looks exactly like this. Exactly like this. It is exactly this footage. It's just from 2011. It's just from 2008. The same spattering of people. The same people driving after them. Same shit.
Thousands and thousands of people.
Thousands and thousands and thousands. There's always thousands and thousands. And you process them and you send them home. But if they sit there and they create this like subculture on the other side of the border where the cartels could take advantage of it and the Mexican government just leaves it as a no man's land, then it eventually builds up into what's effectively a transit city on the other side of the wall. And that's what Title 42 has given us.
Sieging the border, and the
sieging the border
will not stop them. That's
how do they stop them from sieging the border? Obviously, when they cross the border, then you can do something about it. But until they cross the border, what do you suggest we do? Pour hot oil on them?
an impeachable offense, by the way.
No, it isn't. You're a dipshit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No question in my mind that it.
That's great. Granted, there might not be any question in your mind, but for the record, Bill, there's very little in your mind to begin with. Your mind is lacking a lot of things.
It is. The reason that the House has not initiated impeachment proceedings on the border
is because there are no grounds.
Is that they think they have something bigger coming down.
I see. Yeah, you don't want to swing and miss
involving Biden and finance.
And that would be what?
And I'll tell you about that in a moment.
Well, yeah, but hurry, because I'm starting to put all my eggs in this fucking border basket, and I'm worried that it's not going to pan out.
But not enforcing border law, immigration law,
which they are doing all the time. Title 42 was specific to the pandemic, which is over. Even the World Health Organization called off the global pandemic today. So Title 42 doesn't stand as legal reasoning to push back on people who are seeking asylum specifically.
And Biden is clearly not doing that.
No, I would say that's not clear. It would, since this is your premise, it's on you to show the rest of us.
Is an impeachable offense.
Okay. Please go on. Dude who paid a woman $33 million to keep quiet about a sexual assault.
But he would not be convicted in the Senate.
Right, or the House.
It would be like Trump. Okay?
Only better.
Okay, so that's what's happening.
That is what's happening. It's what's happening. It's what's happening. I was talking to Raj just yesterday.
And Troy Miller, who's the head of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, says that next week he's expecting from 10 to 13,000 human beings to cross the border every day.
And he's just going to let them?
Every day.
Right, or attempt. And he's just going to let them? He's not going to do his job until Trump's back in office?
This is all Biden.
Why? If the Biden administration has told everyone that the border is not open. However, you And Fox News and Newsmax and RAN and all these sites talk nonstop online and on television that the border is wide open and that the Biden administration will let anybody in. So if you're going to hear a message from the United States that's going to bring you to the border, who's saying it? Republicans.
Because remember, Trump had the Remain in Mexico policy. It didn't matter whether you applied for asylum or whatever you did, snuck in or this or that, you went back to Mexico. And it worked.
No, it didn't. It's the same number of fucking people. They just jacked up. And it was cruel and unusual in the case of people who needed asylum.
Biden dismantled it on day one.
No, he didn't. Title 42 still exists. That's what that is. That's what Remain in Mexico is, effectively Title 42. They're just processing more people.
That's the truth.
I mean, yeah, well, I'm sorry. It's my bad. I must have been, I guess I was baffled by the truth.
If anybody denies that, they're lying to you.
Well, that's simple enough. So is that how you get around it? You don't actually present any of your evidence? You just, all right.
The chairman of the Fed has promised.
Oh my God, that's it? And then every one of these fucking clips is 3 minutes long with a 4.5 minute fucking gold ad at the end? Jesus Christ, Bill. But hey, at least I get out early. Jesus Christ, what a week this has been. I gotta say, the current state of right-wing media is pretty fucking pitiful. I'm happy to say. I mean, as a human being, I'm enjoying myself. As somebody who brings you these clips, I think we can all agree they're not sending their best across the border to attack us on the right at all. Overall, this has been, you're ruining Bill's fantasy with facts. I know, I apologize. And by the way, hi, chat room. Love you guys. Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, supporting the show, helping us exist. Tomorrow, the radio show, Johnny Million. And then, of course, Philip Bittner will be joining us from Ukraine to talk about the Prigozhin flip out and the fact that the Russians are prepping to have their ass handed to them again. And yes, I'll be on in the morning for the radio show, and then of course starting next week, because we cleared that 50,000 hurdle, I'm going to start putting out YouTube Shorts. So hopefully you will enjoy those, and I want to thank our patrons for making that a possibility, and for our subscribers for getting us past that line, and our Twitch subscribers as well. Love you guys, appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the morning. Whew. Man, what a week. Good Lord. But this is what happens. You know, I got to say, this is what happens when you're right the whole time. And ultimately, you're proven right by the jobs numbers. Yeah, let's get to 100K. I agree. I think we can do it. And I've been right so far. Anyways, love you guys. I'll see you in the morning. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And remember, if you are ever confronted with a choice that you believe is the lesser of two evils, choose less evil.